everybody, welcome back to my channel. What you're looking at here is the next stitch we're going to learn. This is called the Lark's Foot stitch, and it's more of a stitch pattern. You will be doing 3 different colors here, and the more color variation you do get in with this stitch and this stitch pattern, the more beauty you will see with this stitch, because of just simply because of the coloring you put in it. It's going to show more of the characteristics of this stitch. So you see that I used a darker blue, a purple, and a little bit of a lighter blue. So it just shows off the dynamics of the stitch a little bit more. Okay, so we're going to get started with that. Go ahead and get yourself 3 different colors, and you can use, you know, a color changing yarn as well if you want to. It's up to you. And then just any size hook. I'm going to be using an H. So we're going to get started with that. And you want to chain in multiples of 4, and then you're just going to add 2 to your base chain. So I have chained up 16 here, and then I'm just going to add 2. Okay, so that's going to give me a total of 18 stitches. So once you get that part of it completed, you can rejoin me here. So with the foundation row and your beginning color, which is going to be A, you're going to single crochet here into the second stitch from your hook, and then you're just going to simply go all the way across, and you're just going to make a foundation row of single crochet. So this row here is your standard single crochet row. Okay, so you're just building up the foundation row to start the Lark's Foot. So you just want to single crochet all the way across. And don't let the stitch intimidate you. I know a lot of times I get messages of people not wanting to try a new stitch because they think it looks too difficult. And don't ever have that opinion. You need to try new stitches. So don't let this one intimidate you either. Alright, so once you get to the end here, and you're going to stay with this color, you're not ready to switch yet, so you're just going to turn this over. Okay, so now round 1, we're going to chain up 3. You're going to skip this first stitch that we're in here, and this is going to count as your first double crochet. Okay, so you're going to skip this first single crochet, and then you're going to double crochet in each of the next 3. So starting in this next one, you're going to put 1 double, and then 2, and 3. So technically there's going to be a total of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Counting that first chain 3. So you want to chain 1, and then you're going to skip the next, and then you're just going to repeat that process across, starting with your double crochet in the next 3. Okay, so that first double crochet, you're not going to do that here. You're just going to do 3 doubles in a row. Okay, so after you've skipped 1, you want to do 3 doubles in a row. So that's 2, and that's 3. Make sure you chain 1 and skip the next one, and work your next set of 3 double crochet. Alright, now you want to chain 1 again and skip 1. Work your next set, which should be your final set of 3 double crochet. Actually, you're going to put 1 more in that last double crochet. So you're going to match up the end with the beginning. Where you had 4 here, you're also going to have 4 here at the end. Alright, so now for row 2, we are going to turn, and we're still going to stay with our purple color for 1 more row. We're going to chain up 3, and we're going to skip this first stitch. We're not going to work into that one, and you're going to double crochet in each of the next 3. So just work over the top of what's already there. So here's 2, and then right here is 3. You're going to chain 1, and then you're going to just repeat this across. So what you're going to do here is you're going to double crochet in the top of the next 3. So 1, 2, and 3, and chain 1, skip the next one, and then work over the top of the next 3 double crochet. So you're just mocking the previous row. Chain 1, skip that next chain, and work over the last 3 double crochet. And in this turning chain here, this last double crochet is where we're going to change color. So you're going to go into the top of it, and you're going to pull through and pull through 2 loops only, and then you're going to fasten off and grab your next color, and we'll do our color change. So I'm going to switch over to my blue. So I've made my little knot, and I'm going to put that on my hook and pull through, and I'm going to turn that over, and I'm going to tie that as I've always done to make sure that it stays secure. Okay, so now we're ready for row 3. So now you're just going to turn your piece over here, and we're going to do a chain 3. Okay, and now what we're going to do is skip the first double crochet, and you're going to double crochet in the next, which is right here. We're going to do a chain 1 and skip the next double crochet, and then you're going to double crochet in the next double crochet. Okay, so you skip that double crochet, and it's going to get a little what I call callywampus now. So it's going to be a little bit off, and that's what you want it to be. So if you look here, it's going to start zigzagging, so it's not going to be even like you're used to seeing it being. So don't get alarmed, that's the way it's supposed to be working. So now what we're going to do, what's called a long double crochet, and that's how the lark's foot, or what I'm going to call the toe piece here, is going to be made. You're going to take a long double crochet, and you're going to be working down here in the stitch in the previous rows. Okay, so if you see how that's worked, you're coming down here in between the sets of the clusters of double crochets where you have your 3 and then your 3. You're going to be working down in between those sets from your first row that you made those. Okay, so a long double crochet is nothing more than a double crochet, but you're just going to give it a little bit more length. Alright, so now what you're going to do to make that is you're going to do, you're just going to yarn over, and you see you've got your 2 spaces here lined up. Well, here's the space that you're going to do your long double crochet in. But you're going to go right over the top of this one, so you're going to yarn over, but you're going to do this loosely so you can give it enough room. So you're going to come all the way down into this space and let go of your tension a little bit. Grab your feeding yarn as you would, and you want to pull that up and give yourself plenty of room. You see how much tension that I'm not giving it. I'm not giving it a whole lot of tension here. I'm letting it loose. And then you're just going to do a regular double crochet. And you don't want it to pinch it off. You don't want this to fold over like this. So that's why you want to give it a little room. And then you can tighten it up as you go. And that's just what's going to make what I'm going to call the middle toe of the lark's foot, because you're going to have 3 total here of toes to make the foot. And then what you're going to do, once you've made that long double crochet, you're going to double crochet in the next double crochet right beside it. So if you're looking at it, if you see right here, you've got the little toe, the long toe, and the little toe. And that's just my interpretation of a lark's foot. That's how you do your long double crochet. Just make sure you've got your top space, you have your bottom space, and you're going to go in that space below, okay? So now, what you'll do next is you're going to repeat this process. So you want to chain 1. You want to skip this next double crochet, so you're in your cluster. So you've worked here, so you're going to skip the middle one. You're going to work a double crochet into this next one, which is actually the last one of that cluster. Now you're right here at the chain 1 and that gap, and then the next gap. So you're going to go down into the gap again and do your long double crochet. So give yourself some room. Wrap your yarn, go all the way down, grab it, pull it up, and make your double crochet. The stitch is just a simple double crochet. You just want to give yourself some extra tension. And then the next stitch, you will do a regular double crochet. Okay? Chain 1, skip the next double crochet in the next stitch. Okay? So then you're back now to your next stitch where you need to do another long double crochet. Again, yarn over, go into the gap below, loosen your tension really well here, and do your double crochet. Double crochet in the next double crochet. Chain 1. Okay? Then you're going to do a double crochet in the next, well, which we did, and then you're going to, let me make sure I'm telling you right on this. You're going to skip the next double crochet, double crochet in the next, and then you will double crochet in the top of that turning chain. Okay? And that's what you're going to have for row 3. So you started out with the 2, you want to make sure you end with 2. And that chain 3 that you started out with is going to be your first double crochet. Okay? So you see you made 3 lark's feet there. Okay? So now we're going to turn. In row 4, we're going to stick with this bee color. You want to chain up 3. And you're going to skip this first double crochet, and you're going to double crochet in the next, chain 1, and then 1 double crochet in each of the next 3. So you're just going to double crochet over the top of each of these next ones. So basically you're just doing your 3 double crochet cluster rows, okay, with the chain 1 in between. My yarn's coming apart there. Chain 1, skip the next chain 1, and do 3 double crochet in a row. Chain 1, skip the next chain, and 3 double crochet. Chain 1, and now you're just going to end this row. You're going to do a double crochet in the next one, and then you're going to do your double crochet here, but only pull through 2, and you're going to now change over to our last color. So you want to finish that yarn off. I'm going to add my cream color, which is going to be color C. So I'm going to add that now to my hook. Pull that through and turn it over and tie my knot like I did on the first color change. And we are ready to go for round 5, and I'll be right back. Okay, now round 5, you're just going to repeat what we've already done. So we're going to chain up 3 now with our new color. You're going to skip this first double crochet and double crochet here in the next. Alright, Now we're going to now work our first long double crochet here of this row. So yarn over and go into this gap with a long double crochet. Remember to loosen up your tension here and complete that double crochet. Double crochet in the next double crochet. So you've made your first lark's foot here of this row. Chain 1. Skip the next stitch. Double crochet in the next, and now you're ready to do your long double crochet again. Go down into the gap loosely, double crochet, double crochet in the next double crochet, and that's your second lark's foot. Chain 1. Skip your next double and double in the next. Now you're ready to make another long double crochet here. Oops, let me get through all my strands here. Okay, so long double in the next gap here. And double crochet in the next double crochet. Chain 1, skip 1, and double in the next double crochet. And do your last lark's foot, or not lark's foot, but long double here in the last gap. And double crochet here in the next stitch. Okay, and you want to double crochet into the turning chain here. And this time you're going to see you're going to have actually 4 lark's feet on this row where you had 3 here, and it's all about the design and the zigzagging of the rows here. So that's fine. Don't get alarmed because it's not the same amount as on this row, and that's fine. Okay, so now for the last row, you're going to turn and you're going to chain up 3. You're going to skip the first double crochet, and now we're just going to do 3 double crochet in a row here. 1 over the top of each double. Chain 1, skip that chain 1, and 3 doubles in a row again. Chain 1, skip 1, 3 doubles. Chain 1, skip 1, 3 doubles. Actually, this section will have 4 because you're going to put 1 in the turning chain as well. Alright, so then you will finish this row off, and you'll be ready for a color change here if that's what you're doing. And that's pretty much it for this stitch pattern. And this again is the lark's foot stitch. As you see, there was really nothing to it. It's very, very simple. It's all about color and making sure that your stitches pretty much sort of line up, but not exactly line up every time. Because the key to this, like a lot of other stitch patterns, is you don't always want them to line up, because that's sort of what gives the pattern itself its uniqueness, is when they're zigzagging and kind of going a different direction. So anyway, you understand the technique that I'm explaining. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. So this would make anything really lovely. Just make sure that you have lots of color to go with it. So until next video, guys, hope you enjoyed the tutorial and happy hooking!